new fund by a local nonprofit aims to help landowners implement virtual fencing on their property. NBC Montana's Brianna Carroll explains how the technology works and what those behind it hope to accomplish.
There are more than 600,000 miles of fencing spanning across the Western U.S., but it can have detrimental impacts on local wildlife populations. Here in Bozeman, a nonprofit is debuting the first of its kind fund to help ranchers implement new technology to help eliminate some of this fencing.
Nothing's changed with barbed wire fencing in 150 years. Nothing's really changed with fencing on ranches for the last 150 years until this new technology, virtual fencing, came around.
Virtual fencing is similar to invisible fences that pet owners may be familiar with. Ranchers put GPS-enabled collars on their cattle that communicate with a base station, keeping them in a designated location. Yablonsky says right now ranchers are using the technology as a rotational grazing tool, but it can also be used for conservation. Virtual fencing helps conserve migration corridors for species such as pronghorn and elk by removing physical barriers to movement. The technology also helps reduce conflict with predators such as grizzly bears and wolves, as cattle can be kept away from areas with carcasses or other attractants. That same concept can also be applied to restore sensitive ecosystems. But the technology is not cheap, with base stations costing approximately $12,000, along with an annual fee of roughly $50 per collar. That's where the fund comes in, offering grants between $10,000 to $75,000 to help offset those costs.
The purpose of the fund is to try to advance this pioneering, innovative technology in a way that works not only for the rancher, but works for conservation outcomes as well. We think that's a win-win.
Applications are open right now, and grants are being approved on a rolling basis through February 1st. Reporting in Bozeman, Brianna Carroll, NBC Montana.